Hello and welcome back. Have you ever stopped to watch ants marching in a line? It's an incredible sight. Tiny creatures, masters of teamwork, building underground cities called colonies. Some colonies have millions of ants, working like a single superorganism. But how do these empires get started? Not with a big construction crew, not with a detailed blueprint. It all begins with one single ant. The most important ant, a brand new queen. She must leave everything she's ever known and face the world alone. One of the most amazing stories in the animal kingdom. On a warm, humid day inside a mature colony, something incredible happens. The air gets thick with excitement. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of winged ants gather at the nest entrance. These aren't worker ants. These are the future kings. These are the future queens, known as alates. They've been fed and cared for their whole lives for this moment. This is the nuptial flight. Basically an ant wedding in the sky. The new queen crawls to the edge of the nest full of purpose. She's never been outside before. This is her first and last time using wings. With a final push, she launches into the air, joining a huge swarm, a chaotic, swirling cloud, all searching for mates. The males, the drones, smaller, and their sole purpose is this flight. The queen mates with several males high in the sky. She collects all the sperm she'll need for life. One queen can live up to 30 years and lay millions of eggs, all from this single flight. Once the sky mission is over, everything changes for her. She will never fly again. Her journey becomes solitary. She lands, sometimes miles from home. Her first task, get rid of her wings. Wings become a burden, a relic of the past. She might scrape them off on a twig or chew them off herself, a powerful symbol of commitment. No longer a princess waiting to fly. Now a queen ready to build a kingdom from scratch. Her great escape is over, but the true test begins. Now that she is on the ground and wingless, the world is a massive, dangerous place for our lone queen. She is completely vulnerable. Imagine being the size of a grain of rice in a world full of giant predators, spiders, birds, lizards, other ants. Her journey is a desperate race against time to find a safe place to start her new life. She crawls over rocks, through blades of grass, across vast stretches of barren soil. It's a life or death mission, and the odds are stacked against her. Our queen doesn't stop to eat or rest. She is living off of stored fat reserves in her body and even gets energy by breaking down her now useless wing muscles. Talk about recycling. This incredible biological trick gives her the fuel she needs to keep going. She uses her antennae to constantly taste and smell the world around her, searching for clues. She might look for a small crack in the soil, a space under a rock, a hollowed-out acorn. The location has to be perfect, safe from predators, protected from the harsh sun and pouring rain. It will be her fortress, her nursery, and her entire world for the next several weeks. Finally, she finds it. A tiny opening under a flat stone. It's perfect. Using her strong jaws or mandibles, she begins to dig. This is exhausting work. Grain by grain, she excavates a small chamber just big enough for her body. This first room is called a claustral cell. Once inside, she seals the entrance behind her, plunging herself into complete darkness and solitude. This is a huge risk. By sealing herself in, she is safe from the dangers outside, but she is also cut off from all food and water. She is betting everything on her ability to raise her first children before her energy reserves run out completely. Inside her dark, tiny chamber, the queen is all alone. The bustling colony she grew up in is now a distant memory. There are no workers to feed her, no soldiers to protect her, and no other ants to communicate with. Her survival and the survival of her future colony rests entirely on her shoulders. For most ant species, this period of isolation is the most critical phase. Many new queens don't make it. They might starve, get discovered by a predator, or succumb to fungus. But our queen is a survivor, and deep within her dark chamber, she is about to perform a miracle. Now sealed away from the world, the queen's body begins its most important work. She starts to lay her very first batch of eggs. These eggs are tiny, oval-shaped, and pearly white. She lays just a small clutch, maybe 10 to 20 of them. These eggs represent the entire future of her kingdom. The queen is an exceptionally dedicated mother. She gently cleans each egg with her mouth. Grooming. Grooming removes harmful fungal spores that could kill the embryo. She arranges them in a neat pile, constantly tending and protecting them. This is her first family, and she will do anything to ensure they survive. After days or weeks, depending on species and temperature, the eggs hatch. They don't hatch into ants. Instead, tiny, white, legless grubs, the larvae, emerge. They look like tiny worms and are completely helpless. They cannot move on their own and they cannot feed themselves. Their only job is to eat and grow. The queen is sealed with no food. So what does she feed them? She produces a nutritious saliva to feed them, literally converting her own body tissues into food. Her dedication continues. She feeds and cleans them as they grow. The larvae molt several times, then they enter the pupal stage. Some species spin a silken cocoon, white or tan. Others have naked pupae, pale and motionless. Inside, the larva reorganizes its body, forming legs, antennae, and all adult features. The queen moves pupae to keep perfect temperature and humidity. She is growing weak. Fat reserves gone, body shrunk. She has given everything to this first generation. On the brink of starvation, she holds on. Her gamble, the flight, the excavation, all leads here. Will the first workers emerge in time to save her? The fate of the new kingdom hangs in the balance, waiting for the first workers to awaken. The moment has finally arrived. After weeks of silent transformation, the first adult ants begin to emerge from their pupal cases. But they are just too weak to break free on their own. The queen, despite her exhaustion, gently helps them. She carefully tears open the cocoons. She licks the naked pupae to stimulate them, helping her first daughters take their first steps. These first workers are not like the big, strong ants you normally see. Small, weak, pale. They are called nanitics, also called minims, because the queen could only provide them with a limited amount of food. They may be small, but their arrival marks a monumental turning point for the colony. The queen's lonely vigil is finally over. She is no longer a solitary ruler. She is the mother of a workforce. The first thing these new worker ants do is tend to their mother. They groom her. Some will venture out of the nest for the very first time. They break open the seal to the outside world that their mother created weeks ago. Their mission is critical. Find food, nectar from flowers, dead insects, tiny seeds. When they find food, they bring it back to the nest to share with the queen and their still developing sisters. With a steady supply of food coming in, the queen can finally recover. She can stop feeding her young from her own body and focus on her one true purpose: laying more eggs. Her abdomen swells. She becomes an egg-laying machine, producing a constant stream of new offspring. The first workers take over all the other jobs in the colony. They expand the nest, digging new tunnels, digging new chambers. They take care of the new eggs and larvae, feeding them, cleaning them. They defend the nest from any intruders. They are the jacks of all trades, and their tireless work allows the colony to begin its exponential growth. As the colony grows, the new generations of workers are bigger and stronger than the first nanitics. This is because there is now plenty of food to feed the larvae, allowing them to grow to their full potential. As the colony continues to expand, an amazing thing happens. The workers begin to specialize in different jobs. This is called division of labor. Younger ants often work inside the nest, taking on safer roles like nursery attendants, caring for the queen, eggs, larvae, pupae. As they get older, they might graduate to nest maintenance, digging new tunnels, keeping the home clean. The oldest and most expendable ants take on the most dangerous job, foraging for food outside. This system is incredibly efficient and ensures that the most experienced ants are doing the riskiest work, protecting the younger generations and the precious queen. Teamwork is the ultimate superpower of an ant colony. You'll never see an ant working for its own selfish gain. Everything they do is for the good of the colony. When a forager finds a large food source, she doesn't keep it to herself. She rushes back to the nest, laying down a chemical trail of pheromones for her sisters to follow. Soon, a whole line of ants is marching to the food, working together to carry it back home. They can carry things that are 10 to 50 times their own body weight. It's this incredible cooperation that allows them to accomplish tasks that would be impossible for a single ant. From a single brave queen, a sprawling city has been born. The nest grows into a complex network of tunnels and chambers that can stretch deep underground. Some ant species, like the leafcutter ants, even become farmers, growing a special kind of fungus inside their nests for food. Other ants become ranchers, protecting and milking aphids for their sweet honeydew. The colony is no longer just a nest. It has become a superorganism, with each ant acting like a single cell in a larger body. The queen is the reproductive system. The workers are the legs, arms, stomach, all working in perfect harmony. The story of how an ant colony begins is more than just a cool science fact. It's a powerful lesson in perseverance, sacrifice, the incredible power of teamwork. Thanks for watching.